G'day guys, welcome back to Glen's Aussie Barbecue. Today we are doing frequently asked Kamado Joe questions, mainly focused on the original and the Series 1, but there is information in there that can help you with your Series 2 Kamados also. Now, one of the most common questions asked when buying a new Kamado is, what size Kamado should I buy? So let's cover that off first. First of all, there is no real answer to that question. Most people will always say, go big or go home. And that's great if you've got a slide $2.5 grand lying around for a Season 1. But the reality is not everyone's got that much cash. Now you can do a lot of work with a classic. You can do heaps of work. They're great for midweek cooks, they're great for quick cooks, they're great for long cooks. They're pretty much the all-rounder. The difference between the Big Joe and the classic is obviously more grill space in the Big Joe. More ceramic, more time to heat soak, which we'll go into later about heat soaking. Not as easy to fire up for midweek cooks. I know people are going to be throwing their scotches now saying, whoa, I use mine for midweek cooks. Yeah, we can. But the classic, it's a lot faster to get to those temps we want, a lot faster to heat soak, and just the all-rounder for size and usability. Big Joe is great, classic is great. No matter which choice you make, you'll be happy. If you get a classic, you'll wish you got a Big Joe. If you got a Big Joe, you'll go buy yourself a junior, just for those midweek cooks. The perfect scenario would be having all three, but you've got to stick to your budget. Whatever your budget might be happy with that. The classic's great, the Big Joe's great, and the junior is also fantastic. Either way, you're always going to think you've made the wrong choice, or you could have gone a different way. Be happy with your choice, because all three are great units. My fireball is cracked. Can I keep on cooking? Yes. Fireball's cracked. Keep cooking. My fireball basically resembled a jigsaw puzzle before I replaced it with my new segmented fireball. If it's cracked, keep cooking, don't worry about it. As long as you can put those pieces on top of each other with the firing on it, you're good to go. Keep cooking. My gasket's fucked.
Where do I get a new gasket for my Kamado Joe? Now, if you're in Australia, you can only get these from Barbecues Galore, or you can buy them online. But, more importantly, let me just show you something. I don't have a fucking gasket. There's no gasket there. I haven't had a gasket for a long time. Top and bottom. Actually, all my Kamados. I've got 3 Kamados. None of them have a gasket. Holds temps perfectly. No dramas at all. So it's up to you if you want to spend money on putting your gasket on and make it feel nice and fluffy. But it really doesn't make any difference. If you need to make any adjustments, just do it with your vents. And think of these as little tiny minuscule daisy wheel holes that just let little bits of love smoke puff out.
My daisy wheel keeps moving. Every time I open my dome, the daisy wheel shifts its spot. How can I stop that from happening?
So let's just say I've got my daisy wheel fully open, my slider half the way open. I'm cooking a steak. You probably can't see that, but I'm cooking a steak. Oh yeah, that steak looks fucking awesome. Close it down. And my slider has shut, and my daisy wheel has actually spun a little bit open. As you can see, it moves quite freely. Now, a lot of people say you can just take that bolt out, put spring washers in there and lock it down and give it a bit more stability. That is one way of doing it, but my way is just so much fucking quicker and easier. Got your vent setting, daisy wheel fully open, slider half full, half open. Spin your Kamado top like so, have the screw there, top dead center, facing towards you. Oh yeah, look at that fucking steak, looks fucking awesome. Hasn't moved. And you've saved yourself a fucking washer.
The Kamado Joe does have a lifetime warranty, which I believe is 25 years, not the life of your lifetime. Okay, so don't get mistaken by that. It's only a general lifetime warranty of 25 years. I believe it's 25 years, it might be 20. It's one of those two. You'll have to look into that yourself. Maybe I should have looked into it before I started the video. No, what are you gonna do? Anyway, it's around 20 to 25 years, roughly. Not your lifespan, all right? Not your life. And your lifetime warranty isn't transferable. So if you buy a second-hand Kamado, you won't get a lifetime warranty with that, unless you're mates with that person and they can get the warranty claims for you. Keep that our little secret. Whoa, hold the fucking phone. I was told that they have a lifetime warranty on all ceramic parts when I bought my Kamado Joe grill. Not 20 or 25 years. So let's check the Bible, shall we? Limited lifetime warranty on all ceramic parts. Kamado Joe warrants that all ceramic parts used in this Kamado Joe grill and smoker are free of defects in material and workmanship for as long as the original purchaser owns the grill. Well, I intend to live forever, so lifetime warranty, baby. Now additionally, if you want to read the fine print, which is actually bold and larger than all the other print in the book, let's do that.
This limited warranty is exclusive and in lieu of any other warranty, written or oral, express or implied, including but not limited to the warranty of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. The duration of any implied warranties, including any implied warranty of merchantability or fitness for the particular purpose, is expressly limited to the duration of the warranty period for the applicable component. Lifetime warranty. Lifetime warranty. I did not. Yeah.
Should I use a water pan in my Kamado?
This is one of those questions that gets people all rolled up on social media, which I find quite amusing. Do you need a water pan in a Kamado? No, you don't. Kamados run so efficiently, very little airflow, great on fuel, keeps moisture in the Kamado. You don't need a water pan for the moisture like you do on an offset, so to speak. But I don't use water pans in my Kamados for moisture. I use it for protection because I like to run at 150 Celsius, not 110 Celsius. My target temperature is always around 150 Celsius, 300 Fahrenheit, brisket, pulled pork, beef short ribs. I find you get a much better result doing that. So if I run deflector plates down the bottom, X-rack, water pan, grill, fill that water pan 3/4 with water, 150 Celsius, brisket in the middle, I don't get a crispy ass. You don't want a crispy ass on your brisket, okay? That protects the brisket from the direct heat underneath. Yes, deflector plates are there, but you still got that direct radiating heat, okay? Water pan protects it, beautiful. Give it a shot. If you don't want to, don't. But don't knock it till you try it. Fucking water pan, baby. Fucking water pan.
I've just got into smoking, bought a Kamado. Why don't I have a smoke ring? Got no smoke ring. Where's my fucking smoke ring, man?
Now, first of all, let's just cover one thing. Smoke rings are the big wank of the barbecue scene. That's all they are. They don't actually enhance any actual flavour. It has nothing to do with smoke penetration. It has nothing to do with any of that. It's just a chemical reaction that your meat has from burning wood, charcoal. That's what it is. So, smoking ring will not give you any extra flavour, but it looks sexy as fuck. And that's why people say, where's my smoke ring? Now the Kamados, they run off very little oxygen. Like you can run this Kamado with the vents barely fucking open, alright? And your meat will be nice and moist. There's no air going through there and drying it out. Well, fuck all air going through there and drying it out. And that's one of the big strengths of the Kamado. But also one of the weaknesses is you won't get much of a smoke ring, if any. And that's why a lot of people ask, I'm smoking, I'm chucking in all this wood, why aren't I getting a smoke ring? It doesn't make any sense. I've got smoke bellowing at the fucking top, where's my smoke ring? You don't have the airflow. It needs oxygen. So that's another point where water pan's great. You start running your Kamado at 150 Celsius with a water pan, get your fucking smoke ring glasses ready, boys, because it's going to fucking penetrate the shit out of that meat. So give that a try if you want a smoke ring. But don't forget, it's a big circle jerk. It doesn't really mean anything.
Is the Joetisserie worth the money? That's a big question. That's a great question.
Now, as far as I'm concerned, the one accessory that everyone should have is the Joetisserie. Now, this isn't obviously the Joetisserie, it's the homemade one. It's the Glen fucking tisserie, because I fucking made it. But they're $500, I think, for a big Joe rotisserie in Australia, and that's a lot of money to spin meat, and yet it is the one accessory that I would not want to do without. So it's worth the money, but if you can knock one up yourself and make something, I'll put a link. I don't know how to do that, but I'll try and put a link somewhere here. It's probably not going to work because someone's probably going to have to put it in there for me, of my build. And it was very much just a couple of photos of how I constructed it. It wasn't a how-to because I was just flying by the seat of my vintage pants, so I don't exactly know. But Joetisserie, fantastic. Results amazing. Not cheap. Not when you can buy a junior for $700, if $600 on special, when you know $500 for a big Joe rotisserie. So I get that, but still I know I'm contradicting myself here because I fucking love it, but it's very expensive. So it's right on that cusp of, yes, it's worth it, but can you afford it? You know, if you can knock one up yourself and call it the Bob Tisserie, that's the way to go, Bob. If your name's Bob. If your name's not Bob, it'd probably be fucking silly.
How long can you get out of a fire bowl full of charcoal?
Now, this is my classic, and as you can see, the lump charcoal is up to the bottom ring, which is where your deflector plates go. Now, I have done a 22-hour cook with this much charcoal in my classic. I did an overnight cook. The next day, I wrapped everything up, and I was left it going, and then when it came time to start eating, I opened the vents up and cooked some chicken. And that was 22 hours, and then I shut it down, and there was still a little bit of charcoal left. So you can only imagine the reservoir in the Kamado, the Big Joe, is a lot bigger than the Classic. Having said that, when I do a long cook on my Joe Junior, I've done 12, 14 hour cooks on the Junior, and literally it looks like you've barely fucking cooked anything. It's really weird. It just seems to fucking go forever with fuck all charcoal. So that's one of the big bonuses of the Kamado Joe. And while we're here, we'll just pop this ring out for a moment. And we'll quickly talk about the old ash baskets. Now, this is a homemade ash basket. They were like $160 fucking to import to Australia when they first came out. And I said, fuck that, and I just spent some wire around and welded the shit out of it. But now they're like $50, something like that. You can get them online. And now they come standard with the newer Kamados. Are they great? Yes, mainly for the cleaning. You pull them out, shake the ash out, pop it back in. It's nice and fast. Airflow, yes, but I've never had airflow problems with the original system anyway. But ash basket, yep, good. Definitely worthwhile having if you want to have one and have an easy cleanup. Now, another common question is, how do you set up for a pizza cook on the Kamado Joe? There's plenty of ways to do it, but this is how I like to do it. Deflector plates in the top position. I like to have a air gap between the deflector plates and the pizza stone. I've just used 1-inch box steel there, and pizza stone on top. Excuse the dirty pizza stone, that's just remnants from last night's cook. Bit of parmesan there, bit of parmesan love. And that's pretty much it. I run it between 550 and 600 Fahrenheit, but that all comes down to what kind of dough you use, how much sugar's in there, if there's any sugar in there. But I like to run it 550 to 600 Fahrenheit, 300 Celsius, and that's my money spot for pizzas.
What's the best way to lift my Kamado if I want to move it?
Remove your ash straw, one up the kilt, one on the back hinge, and lift.
At what point do I set my vents?
Now, if I'm doing a crazy low and slow at 110 Celsius, 225 Fahrenheit, I'd be setting my vents once I've hit the 150 Fahrenheit, and I'm going to bring those temps up slowly to heat soak that ceramic. And that's just basically preheating your Kamado. You preheat an oven, you preheat a Kamado, but in this case you're preheating the ceramic. You're heat soaking it. So once you get to your temperature, so it's 225 Fahrenheit, 125 Celsius, whatever it might be, you want to have that stable there for a good half an hour or so, and you know the ceramic has heat soaked, and then you won't be chasing temps. Put your meat in, close the dome, and you should keep a nice steady temperature. If you put that meat in too early, your heat is going to fluctuate a lot. You're going to end up changing vents and changing settings, trying to chase back that temp, and then all of a sudden you've got a heat spike and you're all over the fucking joint. So heat soak your ceramic, bring your temps up slowly, and you will get a much more consistent cook.
How much smoking wood should I put in my Kamado when I'm doing a long cook?
Now, doing low and slows and talking smoking wood, that's a fair sized chunk of smoking wood. Now, if I was going to do a brisket or a pulled pork or something like that, you'd only need 2, maybe 3 chunks that size. One there, maybe one there. That's all you'd need. That'll heat up during the process. By the time it hits that, you'll get some nice smoke and it won't just burn and smoulder and stuff about like that. If you leave the dome open too long while you're wrapping or just spritzing or something like that, the fire can spark a little bit, can set one of those off, and then you can get some rapid smoke going. But don't worry too much about it, just close it down as soon as you can. But really, less is more when it comes to smoking wood in a Kamado. It really is less is more. So, and especially when you're talking different kinds of woods too. Like this is quite a mild oak, so it's quite subtle. If you use hickory or something like that, it can be a lot stronger, and depending on what you're smoking as well, it can overpower it and you get that acrid taste in the back of your mouth. So less is more with smoking wood, especially if you're starting out. If you're starting out, work your way up, work out what wood you like, what kind of flavours you like, and work your way into it. You're better to undersmoke something than oversmoke it. So less is more, take it easy, work your way up to it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
There seems to be hairline cracks around my Kamado. Is that a bad thing? No, it's not. It's very normal. The glaze starts to crack in spots. Sometimes there's even spots where there's moisture coming out of the Kamado if it's been out in the weather for too long. The water is sort of soaked into that ceramic a little bit and it slowly seeps out. No big deal. Don't worry about it. Just keep cooking. That's why we have lifetime warranties. When using the Joetisserie, do I spin with the lid up or the lid down?
Now ordinarily you would spin with the dome down. If you want to spin with the dome up you can. Just be aware of windy conditions. You don't want that dome to come flying down from a big gust of wind and smash down and crack your dome, or even worse, spill your scotch. That would be a terrible day. But ordinarily you would spin with the dome down. You can spin with it up if you want to, but you know, if you're going to do that, you may as well go buy a $200, $80 fire pit from Bunnings and spin like that.
Is it worth buying a cover for my Kamado Joe? Look, I've got a cover on two of them at the moment. 90% of the time they're uncovered. The only reason I started using covers now is because I keep my timber underneath my Kamado Joe for my offset, and the cover over that helps keep that timber dry. You don't need a cover. It is probably the biggest waste of money I ever spent, accessory wise, is a cover. So they're not cheap and they end up rolled up inside themselves on a bench. That's me anyway. And I'm not undercover here. They're under the eaves of the house, probably this much cover, and that's it. So they're always in the rain. I'll cook in the rain, they sit in the rain, they're stored in the rain. It doesn't hurt them. So no, you don't. But if you want to spend the money, why not? If I buy an ash basket, do I take out that little cast iron plate on the bottom of my Kamado? Yes, yeah, you do. There's no need to have it in there. You can leave it in there if you want, but really it's not needed. Now you've got an ash basket.
That's it guys, we are done. Thanks for watching. Now I know it's a long video. There's a lot of frequently asked Kamado Joe questions and I covered off as many as I could in this video. 20 minutes is a long time to watch, so what I've done is I've time-stamped every topic in the video description, so you don't have to listen to me waffling on through the whole video. You can just pick the ones you want to listen to. Stick around for some bloopers, hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.
And that's where there was a benefit, and that's for me. Fuck me. The classic's great. Units. The classic's great. The juniors. I'd love to see some comments. Fuck me, fucking dead. More ceramic to pre-seek. More ceramic. Should I buy a Series 1 or a Series 2? Oh fuck, wrong glasses.
And totally fuck it. Don't fuck it.
Cover. Is it worth buying a? Is it worth buying a? Is it worth buying a cover? Is John Setzler my dad? Oh, no one asked that. Okay, so almost fucking threw up. And that's where it comes. And that's having. And that's where. And that's where they come. And that's where. And that's where for me. They. And that's where the. And that's where financially.
Radiating heat off those deflector plates. Off those deflector. Oh fuck me. Oh, for fuck's sake, mate. I ain't got no time for 110 fucking Celsius shit. Now. Oh, for fuck's sake, wind. Yes, absolutely. Just be aware of your vent settings down the... Oh, fuck me. Yes, you can. Just be aware of the weather condition... Fuck me. Just be aware what the weather is doing. What the fucking weather? Weather? Wind? Wind? Weather? Fuck me. Yes, so... you fucking idiot. Can just be aware of the weather. Weather. What the fuck? That's not even right. Weather. Fuck me. Just be aware of your windy condition. Oh, for fuck's sake, fuck it, that'll do.
Now, as an addition, if you want to read the bold to the warranty of the merchantability fuck me, exclusive and fuck, or merchantability, exclusive and in lieu of any other warranty, written or oral, for particular, express or implied, including but not in limited, for or fit, fucking all or for a particular use, fucking purpose, particular purpose.
including but not limited to the warranty. This limited warranty is exclusive and we dead. Fucking truck drivers.
Yes, miss, I can't speak or read.